The future of automotive cockpits. Well, it could be right here. We're at the Volkswagen booth at the CES, and this is one cockpit concept which features different elements, how the future of the car interior for the driver and the co-driver could look like. Just to give you a short summary, for example, here the dashboard, there are two screens after each other, and that creates a 3D effect. The steering wheel we know already from the Volkswagen ID concept, that's an Autogefühl as well. And there's a new big screen which has a new interface here at the lower point, and of course a new software on it. And we are also accompanied here by a Volkswagen expert, because Maximilian Bartel will accompany us and show us the detailed feature of this cockpit. And what's maybe your favorite feature in this one here?
Yeah, the favorite feature, I think it's the 3D display. You said it, but we have one more. We have 2, 3, 4, and 5 more. So first of all, I think we go on the center screen. Yeah, it's very touchless, and it's the next generation after the 2015 body, the 2015 Golf R Touch, and the 2016 body. Yeah, so first of all, the center display, it's with touch slider. So please, yeah, do your finger and yeah, do it. So you slide from the outside into in the inside, and then you come to the climber. So it's like from the smartphone, and so you can switch to climber. When you press on the touch slider, you have shortcuts. For example, for color, it's connected to the Volkswagen ID system, so it's available in the other cars, or stands here on the CES.
Yeah, I also got the app. So for example, when I've set blue as an ambient color, I sit in the car, and then automatically the blue ambient color is displayed.
Of course, yeah. So the second one is the 3D display in the center. With combined with eye tracking. So when you look on the right side, your right tile is highlighted with the color you choose, and when you look on the left side, yeah, because of your glasses, we have to calibrate it. Maybe we do it now.
There it is. No, I've took off the glasses. Now when you look to the left, yeah, we see the frame here.
Choose the left one. You can control it with one system here, and you go deeper into the menu. When you press on View, you can switch between the left and the right one.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So I look to the right, and then now the right side here is highlighted.
Of course, and then when it's highlighted, you can control it with this touch steering wheel.
So one of the main challenges is, of course, when you get more and more functions at the same time, you have to make it less complicated. I mean, it sounds like a compromise, but is this one of the elements how you can, organize it, although it gets more complicated?
Of course, yeah. And the HMI is very clean here. So and always, you can choose the information you want. So, for example, when you have a look, you can also do it in a very simple way or a very clean way, only with a map. Or you can go deeper with much details of the battery, the range, and that's our way to organize the many features we want to have in the car.
I'm not sure how you see it on camera, but I can really see this 3D effect. For example, the fuel status, it's really going inside the screen. Of course, it sometimes depends on what you can see on camera and what you can see yourself. And of course, this 3D view from the GPS here, for example. Of course, we have to bear in mind this cockpit is also meant to be in a self-driving car at a later stage, and therefore also about the aspect of that you maybe get distracted, for example, because when you drive the car yourself and maybe see so much of the 3D effects, you might get distracted.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And on the third display, we have the HR head-up windshield display, and it's demonstrated with the screen behind, but people in front. But it's real built here, but for the guests we have to do it on the screen.
Yeah, we had it on the Volkswagen ID already. It's that we have in the screen that the head-up display is not actually showing the all the arrows in the screen, but on the street. So that is the concept that you really can see where you are going to. I think this is maybe one of my favorite features because that helps you even more with the navigation. And so maybe a last look here on the screen.
Yeah.
Maybe what's your favorite feature here? I mean, it's really huge meanwhile now, but you've chosen also a horizontal layout, unless, for example, Tesla has a vertical layout here. Is there any reason that you had gone for the horizontal way?
It's because we have to do it in the 2015 or 2016 body, and so it's for the better view, because when you look down, it's very far from the street. We do it on the horizontal way to have the field of view not so far from the street.
Okay, thanks for the insight. And I mentioned the subject. The problem is when everything gets more and more complicated, how can you make it easier then again for the customer, although there are more functions? And this one here, for example, is basically normal Volkswagen Tiguan, short wheelbase. We will soon also show the long wheelbase version in Detroit on the motor show. And here we can also show a case how you can customize your car. Volkswagen wants to introduce the VW ID, as for example known from the Apple ID, and this is here a test app for the CES with different functions. And the thing is, here I've set a user ID, it's Autogefühl, you see it's also my picture. I've picked a Touareg now, for example, and then I can also set different functions, for example, not only my picture, but also the favorite color of my interior light. Here I can also change it. But it's usually rested at Thomas Blue. And then also this ambient light is automatically set in the car I enter, because the car then realizes my Volkswagen ID. And for example, also my favorite music. And here you can also switch which is your favorite car at the moment. But it will also work here, for example, with the normal Tiguan. And this here, an app and then the personal settings, this will just soon work in every Volkswagen that you buy new. And now I got the rights for this very vehicle also inside the app, and then I can also just put the smartphone here next to the door. Ah, there it is. There it is. See? And the car opens. So this would be the first function serving as a key. And then you can just access the car. And the second function would be then that I enter the car and the ambient light automatically switches the color when the car is realizing that I'm actually inside here. So now in the upper right corner, see Autogefühl that my profile is already selected, or that the car realized it's actually me. And well, the ambient light was already set to blue, so we make it a switch around now. I'll set it now to red, for example, and go to the lower button and say save it changes, and let's see. So it's changed to red now, and let me switches back to blue, and you can see it again, how it gets processed. There it is. One possibility to make the interaction a little bit easier between you and the car is when you're using voice command, and with the app you can also set the preset how you call the car. At the moment just 3 presets are available, but at a later stage you can call the car whatever, maybe after your dog's name or so. And here I will just try to set the GPS. Okay, buddy.
Hello.
Route to San Francisco, please.
Okay, I am calculating the route to San Francisco. The route is long. Shall I look for a gas station?
Yes, please.
Okay, also to a gas station.
And with the Volkswagen head of electric and electronic development, Volkmar Tanneberger, we will talk about what is the transition you are seeing between everything we see in the infotainment world and electric vehicles. Do those two elements belong together?
Yes, they belong together more and more. We started on different approaches, of course. Since we are connecting our cars since almost 4 years, we introduced first online services 4 years ago with the Golf GTI, Golf GTD. And of course, on the other hand, we introduced first plug-in hybrids and fully battery electric cars also some years ago. But now with the ID, things merge together. We create completely new interior designs. People have more time and feel more convenient in that car so that they can focus more on infotainment stuff. And we think that's exactly the time that connected services, all the content you have at your home computer and your home ecosystem should be available in the car so that people can combine both worlds.
Yeah, behind us is the Volkswagen ID concept, which is supposed to become reality in 2020. We had extensive coverage of that one on Autogefühl. You can check it out. We will link the video in the video description. And maybe what's your personal roadmap? Where are we at the moment at Volkswagen with electric vehicles, and where are we heading to?
Concerning electrical vehicles, we are in the point on the phase that we integrate electrical drivetrains into conventional combustion engine concepts. And with the ID, we have the first time a car which is built to be an electrical car. So everything is about electricity. First there was a battery, and then we built a car around the battery. So that's really the difference. And this leads to such a car concept. And our vision is that from 2020 we built high volume, a high share of our car volume based on this brand new platform we called MIB. And regarding connectivity, infotainment, our vision is that we will have 100% of our cars connected in that time. Because we really believe that most of our services will be online and will be connected in order to improve service quality and in order to improve the information for our customers.
So not everything is totally great about electric cars. There are always downsides, even to very positive developments. I personally believe it's the right direction, yes, but of course we always have to think about, for example, what about, first of all, the energy use when you produce the batteries? Then what do you do with used batteries? Does it pollute the environment? Also, there are some thoughts that a lot of the particles that are in the air are also still coming from the tires, for example, from the road, just material that is being used, not only from the emissions from the exhaust. So what's your standpoint on that? So how important is it to you, and where can we maybe find solutions to make this electric vehicle development really a totally clean one?
So first of all, Volkswagen as a mass production OEM, we will supply in the near future nearly all concepts for cars. We will continue with combustion engine cars. We will of course invest a lot of money into electric mobility. And yes, you are right. At the end of the day, you have to talk about well-to-wheel energy efficiency. That's what we try to improve. And I think that all car manufacturers also must focus on recycling of batteries or second life, third life of batteries. That's what we have in mind, and where we are in discussions with partners and even develop concepts on Volkswagen side in order to improve in the future, yes.
So one concept, for example, could be connecting the batteries and then making the energy storage, for example. Are there any thoughts already that you can create such storage facilities where you combine old car batteries?
We had first partnerships some years ago with some energy suppliers regarding that. So yes, there is some experience, and as far as the market comes up, Volkswagen, I think, will be ready in order to offer such solutions, yes.
Thank you so much for the insight, and we'll see us again at the next show, and then maybe there's already another concept to present there. Thank you.
I'm looking forward for the next show.
So what have we seen today? My conclusion: cars are getting more and more connected, that's obvious, but with the functions that arise, we also need new solutions to sort it out what we are actually doing, and we need more interface between human and car. And one of them is, for example, to use eye tracking, then of course voice command, that has been happening quite a lot of times already in current cars, for example. And very interesting also to see 3D effects that are not induced by special 3D glasses, but also by screens itself. Of course, screens in general get bigger and bigger and offer more functions. And the question is really, how much function do we want? How much do we need? And in this case, I think the Volkswagen ID is an interesting idea that something can be really personalized. And for example, a good example is my wife and I. She listens to different music than I do, and we have the seat configuration differently, for example. And there are some other elements that can be set then, for example, to this ID. And always when you enter the specific car, then everything is set according to your needs. And that makes life, of course, a little bit easier and helps you with controlling all of the different functions we are getting offered. And of course, ultimately, the goal will also be the autonomous driving, because with all the stuff you can do then, you maybe get too much distracted, and then when you get the autonomous car, then of course you can feel free to use all of the stuff, and then it makes sense again. So I think what we have seen, for example, also with the Volkswagen ID is very in the background now today. I think when all of the technologies really converge, with the infotainment, the autonomous driving and the electric vehicle, then together they make even more sense. Of course, I want to hear your feedback on this one here. Did you like it? And which one is maybe your favorite future technology we've seen today? Thank you very much for joining us here with Autogefühl, special CES coverage. And also tune in for more, for example, from the Detroit Motor Show, and of course for our next full reviews.